a god-awful performance by the Toronto Raptors as they lose 96-91 to the Los Angeles Clippers. The Blake Griffinless Los Angeles Clippers. The offense, absolutely nowhere to be found. The late game trying to be clutch, nowhere to be found. This team did not deserve it tonight. If they came away with this victory, I'd say the same thing. They did not deserve a victory, and they got awarded a loss. The team started out really solid, knocking down their shots. Serge Ibaka started out real hot, and the Raptors were up 30-19 after the first quarter. Everything was going in. You were playing good defense. They weren't knocking down your shots. We were all feeling great. Second quarter, bang, you hit a wall. You only score 23. You give up 32. But it's okay, because you're up a couple at the half. Okay, fine. It's basically a tie game heading into the half. So be it. You only score 21 in the third quarter. You only give up 19, though, so you still have that 4-point lead heading into the fourth. You score 17 measly points in that fourth quarter, and you give up 26, and you couldn't get that clutch shot. You couldn't get the big stop late, and you lose. Story of this game. But the big story, Kyle Lowry. You know what? The team overall, Jonas Valanciunas had a ridiculous game, 23 points, 15 boards. He was active all over the place. He made DeAndre Jordan work his rear end off and made him pay quite a bit. You know, but the team as a whole only shot 40%, and that's not good enough. Your team only shot 23% from three. 7 for 31, no good. Not good enough at all. Out-rebounded by 15, atrocious. You get out-offensive rebounded by 11, 14-3. And the second chance points, through the roof for the Los Angeles Clippers. And you know how the Raptors lost this game? Right at the end there? Their guy missed that free throw. You get that ball, you take a three, you knock it down, bang, it's a tie game. But instead, DeAndre Jordan taps it back, and they get the offensive rebound, get a couple free throws, and it's over. Not good on the defensive glass. This team was not good enough tonight. In every aspect. Only 19 assists. We talk about that magic number of 20. It didn't happen again. Now, you had 9 steals. Great. You only had 13 turnovers. Great. But your offensive efficiency was god-awful. I mean, late in the game, I literally didn't feel confident because I'm like, who do we trust right now? JV, but I mean, you can't knock down the big threes. I mean, he did knock down one, which is still shocking to me. But I'm just going to run through the main guys who take the threes. Now, you look at Serge Ibaka. He's been very, very good as of late, and he did have 17 points in this game. But that was mainly in the first half, really. He looked awful in the second half, as did the rest of the team. 7 of 17 shooting and 2 of 7 from 3. He was awful. Kyle Lowry, 0 of 8 from 3. He's been pretty darn good from 3 over the past little while, and today just bang, hit a wall and was awful. Now, we talk about him trying to find other ways to help the team. I mean, he did end up with 14 points, yes. 6 assists, yes. But I don't think Kyle Lowry played all that well today. You know, you just look at the way it was. They had too many easy baskets. And yes, their percentage was low too. But that's respectable for a team of that caliber. No offense to the Clippers and all. But you look at that team, other than Sweet Lou, and you can throw in Austin Rivers, who's their big shooter? Now you can throw in some other names, but big shooter is Sweet Lou, and you can throw in Austin Rivers. Blake Griffin's not playing. DeAndre Jordan doesn't have range. Yes, they go for the lob, and yes, he's a great dunker and a great rebounder. But he's not going to shoot from distance. You know, and you look at DeMar DeRozan. He only had 17 points. However, he had 8 assists to go along with that, moving the ball. But he only shot 5 of 13, 38%. We talk about how when your two guards, when our all-stars are playing like our all-stars, this team wins big. What'd they do tonight? Well, Kyle Lowry only shot 30% from the field, and he was ice cold for the first half. I don't think he made a field goal in the first half. And 0 of 8 from 3, may I add. And missed that big free throw late in the game. And DeMar DeRozan only 38%, 7 of 10 from the free throw line. He missed 3 free throws, 70% from the line. That's not like DeMar DeRozan. He's an 80% plus, right? And he missed the 1 3 that he took. Fred VanVleet missed all 3s that he took. CJ Miles, he was one of the only him and JV, I thought, were the 2 guys that played really, really well. JV, 8 of 10 shooting, but he was so efficient. CJ Miles, getting good looks, knocking down his shots, 5 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3 for 13 points. I thought he was great coming off the bench, but he only played 18 minutes. I don't know why CJ isn't playing that much, especially when he's knocking down his jimmies. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I think that's a Coach Casey error. That's just my opinion there. I believe that you should play a guy who is hot. Jakob Poeltl, Siakam, and you look at the bench, right? The bench of Fred VanVleet, Jakob Poeltl, Pascal Siakam, Norman Powell, those guys have been electric, right? And usually these guys are getting 5+ points. Some guys are 10+. Freddie VanVleet, 2. Poeltl, not a single point. Siakam, nothing. Powell, 2. Your bench didn't give you much tonight other than CJ Miles, who didn't play much down the stretch. Yeah, he made a big 3 late, but where was he the rest of the quarter? On the bench. I don't get it. I really don't. And when your bench combines for, 4 points that I'm looking at here, other than CJ, it's not good enough. When they were out muscling, they play. I understand their stats would say, yeah, okay, they shot the ball not so great either. They only shot 37% from the field, worse than the Raptors. 22% from 3, worse than the Raptors. But they worked harder, and they took 11 more shots. We saw in the last game. The Raptors played very well and on the defensive end, and they took a ton more shots. Why? Because they were working harder. I don't know if today was because they're on the second half of a back-to-back, they're tired. But I mean, really, they've been fine on back-to-backs all season long, and they're playing a team that you should beat. But they don't. And it sucks. It kills me. To watch that team, they had the lead the entire way until about, 4 or 5, well, okay, there was a 2-point lead in there somewhere for the Clippers, but you look at it, with 3 minutes to go, they went up by 2, and my confidence wasn't really there just because the team hadn't been playing well all game. But this is a game, as much as I'm frustrated with this game, yes. But every team has these type of games. They don't play well. They lose to a team they shouldn't. It's what you do after that tells what kind of team this team is. Now, if you're looking at a standing standpoint, great. The Chicago Bulls, the last team in the Eastern Conference, beat the Boston Celtics 108-85. So if you're looking at kind of like a positive out of it, I guess they got crushed by a worse team. But really, you can't worry about that kind of stuff. And next up for the Raptors, they're in Phoenix taking on the Suns. And Phoenix gave the Raptors a good run for their money at the Air Canada Center in their last game. If you're looking at a positive, they got a day off, and it's a 9 o'clock tip-off instead of a 10:30 game. But I want to see a better Raptors team that game. Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. We need to see a better team. I think we can all agree with that. In today's game, down the stretch, you couldn't get the stop, and you really couldn't make your shots. You didn't get one, you talk about that 100 points being that magic number. Well, what are the numbers per quarter you should get to get that? Well, 25. Okay, you had 30 in the first quarter. That's great, And the offense, cooking, getting good looks, knocking down your shots. The rest of the game, 23, 21, and 17. Not good enough. Plain and simple. I think you guys will agree with that. But you know what? You won a ton coming into this. So you're bound to have a tough game. And you lost, and they played the harder game late, and they got the win. They deserved that win. We didn't. I'm not saying they deserved it 100% better, but they played harder down the stretch, and that's really all that matters. The Raptors didn't, and they got the loss. So that's that, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed this game, hit the like button. Also, if you want to wish me a little bit of a happy birthday, you darn tootin'. It is, 1/11, so I guess technically it's my birthday, December 12th. B-Day time. So it's great. 21 years old. Feeling like 50. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But not a great first birthday gift, but I'm hoping the Leafs can help me out as, comment down below first off what you guys thought of this game and where did the team go wrong. Let me know what you guys think. And hopefully the Leafs can give me a good birthday present as they're in Philadelphia taking on the Flyers. That is tomorrow night's 7 p.m. puck drop. I hope to get the video out to you guys on time. Maybe a little bit later. Don't worry, it won't be a very, very late video. But the Leafs are in Philly taking on the Flyers, 7 p.m. puck drop. The Leafs are on the road for a little while. They got some long road, not a long road trip, but a lot of road games coming up. But it all starts with one. Philadelphia, 7 o'clock. They look to keep rolling. And for the Raptors, they play Wednesday as they look to just erase this game from their memory and get back in the win column against the Phoenix Suns. 9 p.m. tip-off. Let's get back in the win column, and we'll talk to you guys then.